the Scarlet Lolo Cooking Show. Welcome. Hello and welcome to the Scarlet Lolo Cooking Show. Every so often I find I've left some bananas for just a little bit too long and they don't look terribly nice anymore. They got brown. Brown bananas are actually sweeter than when they're yellow, and they have a lot more flavor. They're ideal for baking. So when I've left the bananas for too long, then this is the time to make passion cake. Passion cake is a sort of a banana and carrot cake, and you've seen the recipe. I hope you got your ingredients, and let's get going. So what we do is we take the bananas and we mash them up with a fork. We peel the bananas. All the peels go into the compost, as usual. All my peels, all my vegetable scraps do go in the compost. So there's 2 bananas mashed up with a fork. That's the starting point. In this recipe, the only work we have to do is grate carrots, which I did in a machine, and chop walnuts. Everything else is just measuring, weighing, adding. Okay, bananas aside, we're now gonna chop the walnuts. So there's my walnuts chopped up. I don't like to make them too fine because if they're chopped too finely, you don't get a crunchy walnut. I'm now adding the walnuts to the mashed banana. 3 eggs. Egg, banana, walnut, and I'm now adding sugar. I don't promote the use of too much sugar, but in my book we all like something sweet, and if you do have something sweet, I try and make sure that it's got nutritious stuff in it as well, and B, I like to make it worth my while. So small portions, but make it taste delicious. I'm now going to give it a good mix up with the blender. If you use a sieve for your flour and bicarb and soda, it makes the cake nice and light. I'm now going to pour in the oil, and then the last step is to add the carrots. Giving this a good mix through whilst adding the oil in. And then the last step is adding the grated carrots. The remaining 3 ingredients are for the icing, which is really quite rich, but if you only have small portions on your desserts, it's fine and it tastes absolutely gorgeous. Right, this goes into a greased and lined 9-inch cake tin. So what I've done is put the bottom of the cake tin onto the greaseproof paper, draw around it, then I give it an extra edge, just roughly cut around, and now I'm cutting to the line. So my cake tin is reassembled, and I'm now going to give it a good greasing with a knob of butter. I know a knob is not an exact measure. Say a tablespoonful of butter, greasing the tin, and then I put in my paper, push it down. I like to wash my hands all the time when I'm cooking, every 5 minutes or so. Every time I touch something, I wash my hands. It's a habit, and quite a good habit really. So now we've mixed it all through and we're adding this into the baking tin. And yet again, I need my old friend, the Scrapey. Scrapey. He is just wonderful. You really do get the last bits of dough, of your yummy ingredients, out of a bowl when you use the Scrapey. And that's our passion cake ready to go in the oven. So we set the temperature, 180 degrees at 65 minutes. Now I'm going to prepare the icing for when the cake is ready. 75 grams of butter. I've zeroed my scales and adding the butter. Right, 75 grams of butter, 75 grams of cream cheese, 75 and 75 makes 150, 150, and then 150 grams of caster sugar and half a teaspoon of vanilla essence. So I'm going to give that a little more. I'm going to cream this up. Et voila. Et voila. This icing is quite vicious. I mean, what else can you ask for? Cream, cheese, butter and sugar. Whoa. But it's only a thin layer on top. And if you think about it, this amount is for a whole cake. So this will be divided by 12 per serving. 300 divided by 12. Less than 30. Right, now for cleaning up the mess. It's actually not too bad. Passion cake fresh from the oven. I've turned it over onto a plate. I've let it cool down and I'm now going to add the dressing. This yummy cream with butter and sugar and cream cheese, naughty as it is now going on top of the cake. Now, a nice little trick here is to go around the cake with a fork to form soft tips and circles in the glaze. And that's it. Passion cake is done.
Give it a go with Lolo. Yeah!